Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into something pretty intense. Our sources paint this picture of, well, scientific horror maybe. Cults, consciousness.
Mm,
It's a lot.
it really is. We kick off with this Dr. Hutt. He's murdered brutally. Ritual carvings on his body.
And then the body is lost or stolen in Manhattan of all places.
Right. And at the same time, his family is just falling apart. The teenage son, Matt, he's carving these weird symbols into his own arm.
While the little daughter, Livy, she's only 6, claims she's talking to her dead dad using a, quote, brain radio.
Yeah, a brain radio. So look, this is one of those deep dives where we take our fictional sources, treat them as fact. Our job is to wade through all this disturbing stuff.
I'm trying to figure out what's really going on.
Yeah.
Trauma, genetics, these secret projects.
Uh-huh.
How far does this obsession go to, well, cheat death?
Exactly. And the core question driving this whole thing is, how does Hutt's murder, this violent ritual act, set off this chain reaction? You've got grief, psychological collapse, and this underground death cult all tangled together.
Okay, so where do we even start unpacking this? The core idea seems to be this ability X.
Right, ability X, or PSI, sometimes it's called that, extrasensory powers. The key thing is it's presented not as magic, but as biology, a genetic trait.
Potentially recessive, you said, like hidden in the population.
Yeah, maybe 3 to 5% of people might carry it. And that ability allows for things, well, things beyond our normal senses.
And this wasn't just some fringe theory left in a notebook. People tried to study it, institutionalize it.
Oh, absolutely. This taps into that whole history of parapsychology research, especially post-WWII, which brings us to the Chelsea Parapsychological Institute, CTI.
In Manhattan, near Chelsea, back in the 70s.
That's the story. A small, supposedly private school, but its real purpose, finding kids with these PSI talents, observing them, testing them.
Okay, privately funded, always raises eyebrows in these contexts. Was it really private? Or were there other interests? Government, maybe?
Well, that's the conspiracy theory, isn't it? Was it funded to weaponize these abilities? Or just, create a safe space? The founder, Alan Diamond, his background is interesting.
How so?
His obituary connects him to military intelligence, applied research, parapsychology. It lines up perfectly with known government programs looking into things like remote viewing.
So the weaponization theory isn't so far-fetched then?
Not at all. But the CPI didn't last. It closed down because of a tragedy, a fire.
A fire involving a child.
Yes. A little boy, Michael Diamond, was in a testing room. There was a fire. Another child died. The sources describe it vividly. Other kids watching behind this thick, fireproof glass as his shirt catches fire.
Oh, God.
And then the glass shatters, the fire spreads. It's, yeah.
And this Michael Diamond, any relation to the founder, Alan Diamond?
He's his son, Michael Diamond. He survives, carries that trauma, and then decades later, he pops up again, right in the middle of the Hutt investigation.
So the fire didn't end the research. It just pushed it underground, made it more secret, more obsessive.
Seems like it. That original trauma, that failure, it just festers and sets the scene for what happens later with Hutt.
Which brings us back to the murder. You said it was ritualistic.
Definitely. The autopsy details, the carvings on his back circles, specific drawings. This wasn't random violence. It felt like procedure, like a ceremony.
And part of that ceremony involved moving the body.
Yeah.
Stealing it temporarily in Manhattan.
That's the implication. And it connects directly to Hutt's stuff. They find keys on him. One is marked 66S for an apartment on Rosetta Street.
Ah, so a physical location for these rituals. Proof he had this whole secret life.
Exactly. And that hidden world starts bleeding into his family's reality almost immediately. Take Matt, the son.
The carvings on his arm.
Yeah, it's escalating. Violence, self-harm. And he insists there are pictures in his head. Things he needs to carve so he doesn't forget them, like a sun with beams and circles.
That sounds specific, not just random doodles of distress. If ability X involves mental transmission, maybe he's picking something up, trying to externalize it.
It's possible, like he's trying to map the psychic noise or fight it off somehow, and he's also obsessed with his camcorder.
Right, filming everything, documenting his life.
Which, seems like paranoia, but he actually catches things. Clues. Like a glimpse of this red-haired woman with Hutt in the city, someone clearly part of that secret life.
And the daughter, Livy, she's not carving, she's tuning in with her brain radio.
Yeah, she's internalizing it, believes she's talking to her dead father. But it's terrifying for her. She has these night frights, thinks a shadow man is coming for her.
So the kids are being affected differently, maybe targeted. Or just collateral damage from whatever psychic fallout happened when Hutt died.
Could be either. Meanwhile, Julie, the wife, her breakdown is internal, these incredibly intense, surreal dreams.
Erotic dreams
Uh,
involving Hut's dead body.
yes, and others too. Her therapist, Dr. Eleanor Swanson, tries to explain it away clinically. Calls it petite mort, the little death of orgasm, as a way to process grief.
That sounds like the stretch, given the circumstances.
It falls apart pretty quickly, especially when Julie starts seeing things while awake. Hut's face in the mirror. She starts questioning her own sanity, just like Eleanor warned her she might.
Is it stress? Or something actively messing with her mind?
That's the question, and it leads us back to the psychic consultant the police brought in, Michael Diamond.
The boy from the fire at the CPI.
The very same. He confirms Ability X allows remote viewing, but says the real focus, the obsession, is something called streaming.
Streaming, like
It's-
transferring consciousness.
Exactly. Rising out of your body, potentially entering someone else's. He described the sensation feeling like an orgasm as you leave the body.
Wait, an orgasm? That seems weirdly specific. Doesn't that mix physical sensation with what should be a purely mental thing? It feels corrupting.
That's precisely the danger, that fusion of the physical and the psychic. Diamond uses it himself to devastating effect. He tells Julie he knows she'd stopped loving Hut, was planning to leave. He felt it.
He streamed into her. Or Hut.
It's not entirely clear how he accessed it, but the implication is that through streaming, emotional intimacy itself becomes a tool, a weapon even.
This is getting very dark. So this cult Hut was involved with, what was their ultimate goal with streaming?
Diamond lays it out.
Yeah.
They want to eradicate death, achieve literal resurrection.
Okay, wow.
There's a process, a ritualistic death like Hut's, and then a crucial window. 3 days. The mind, the consciousness, has to awaken and reclaim the body within 3 days.
Otherwise.
Corruption sets in. The resurrection fails, true decay begins. It's why the timing is so critical. It suggests the streamed consciousness, the soul maybe, can only survive outside the body for that long.
Which explains why Hut's body was moved, hidden temporarily. They were mandating that 3-day window.
Precisely. And Julie, trying to understand Hut's secret life, follows the clue of the key 66S.
The apartment on Rosetta Street, what did she find there?
It's described as a sensory nightmare, an overwhelming stench, like rotting meat. And she sees a man, but his face is a blur, like fast motion film.
A blur. What does that mean?
Unclear. Maybe a side effect of streaming, or something else entirely. The place feels wrong, associated with impossibilities and burning. Maybe where failed experiments end up.
This just keeps getting worse. And then there's the nanny cam.
Ugh, yeah. That's the final, brutal confirmation for Julie that her dreams weren't just dreams. The footage shows a figure, looks like Hut, entering her room while she sleeps.
No.
Taking off her clothes, performing sexual acts, things she experienced in her dreams as this confusing mix of lovemaking and assault. It proves the cult could physically reach her, manipulate her reality.
And then the tape just stops, goes to static.
Yep. Deliberate violation, technological cover-up. It's chilling.
Okay, so we have the ritual murder, the psychic fallout, the proof of intrusion. Where does this leave us? This seems like the end, but it isn't, is it?
Not even close. This is where the whole narrative slips.
Yeah.
Because Hut isn't dead.
But the murder, the body?
All part of the plan. He successfully passed their test. He was resurrected.
He's alive, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The grief, the investigation.
Yeah,
It was orchestrated.
completely. And he wasn't working alone. He's part of an inner circle, the Five, dedicated to perfecting Ability X, and guess who's in it?
Oh no, let me guess. The therapist.
Dr. Eleanor Swanson, yes.
Yeah.
And Julie's psychiatrist, Dr. Glennon, the people she trusted most. Her support network was actually the conspiracy.
That's betrayal on a whole other level. How do we find this out? Does Hud just show up?
Not physically at first. It comes out through a streaming encounter. His consciousness connects with Julie, maybe others, and the truth spills out. His past secrets.
What secrets? Darker than orchestrating his own death.
Much darker. Remember the CPI fire? He wasn't just a boy there. He was the older boy who planned it, who orchestrated the tasks that led to it. He caused the original trauma.
He was manipulating things even back then, as a child.
Apparently. But it gets worse. His first wife, Amanda,
What about her?
Hut forced her. Forced her to drown their own son, Maddie, when the boy was 3 years old.
Why?
To trigger Ability X, to
Yeah.
test the resurrection process on his own child. It was the first horrific experiment.
My God. Did it? Did it work?
According to Hut's confession, Maddie didn't come back without something not right. It implies the resurrection wasn't clean. Something was damaged, lost. Which makes you look at Matt now.
The sun-carving circles.
Mm.
Is he the second Matty? Or is this a pattern? Another generation being subjected to this?
The implication is terrifying. It suggests this isn't just science for Hut. It's a deranged obsession willing to sacrifice his own children.
What happened to Michael Diamond, the psychic who confronted Hut?
Hut stabbed and shot him. Said Diamond was bringing things into existence, maybe exposing too much, but Diamond is convinced he'll be fine.
Because he's passed the test, too.
Yeah, he insists he'll resurrect in 3 days. He believes in the cult science, even as it kills him.
So Hut's back, the conspiracy is revealed. What's the endgame? What was the point of Hut's resurrection?
It wasn't just about him, it was about the next test, the final subject, Livy.
His daughter.
No.
Yes. Hut admits they had to wait until he was fully himself again, after his own resurrection. Then, they tested Livy. She's been killed.
They killed the little girl. To prove what? To prove that the combination of genes, Julie's apparently recessive ability X gene and Hut's strong one, could produce a viable, resurrected child. She was the ultimate experiment.
This is monstrous. How does Julie react, finding her daughter like that?
It's a really strange, chilling moment. She finds Livy's body, lifeless, but instead of just collapsing in grief, something else happens. She holds her, feels warmth, a faint heartbeat.
It's working, the resurrection.
It seems like it might be. The experiment, horrifying as it is, might actually be succeeding on its own terms. And in that moment, Hut offers Julie a deal.
What kind of deal?
Let him stream inside her consciousness. I can take away hurt, he says, offering her escape, safety within their twisted world.
Does she take it?
No, she refuses. She chooses to focus on protecting what she calls the inviolate human soul of her children, even if Livy is somewhere between life and death, even if reality has dissolved. She rejects his control.
Wow. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's try to sum this up. This deep dive took us from rumors of old government psychic programs.
Right, the CPI, Ability X, all rooted in real-world paranoia and research.
To seeing how that legacy explodes into a family's life. Through trauma, dreams, self-harm, this cult's actions.
And the cult itself, driven by respected figures, doctors, therapists who became obsessed with conquering death, willing to commit horrific acts, even kill children, in the name of their science.
We saw the mechanics streaming consciousness, the 3-day resurrection window. It suggests consciousness can persist outside the body, at least for a time.
But that raises the final, really disturbing question we wanted to leave you with. If the soul, as Julie tries to protect it, is inviolate, what comes back?
What kind of consciousness animates a resurrected body like Hut's? He retains his memories, his intellect, his scientific drive, but also his capacity for calculated evil, for violence.
So if you can stream consciousness, if you can cheat physical death, what kind of existence is that really? Especially if the person returning is fundamentally monstrous. What does that say about life beyond the veil?
A truly terrifying thought to ponder. That's all we have time for on this deep dive.